Hi guys. So today we have an interesting question. It comes directly from this book, Cracking the Coding Interview, question 1.4 on page 91. 1.4 on page 91. The question says, given a string, write a method to check if it is a palindrome permutation. Palindrome permutation. So, giving a string, write a method to check if it is a palindrome permutation. So an example is this. If the input is, hopefully you guys can see this. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Alright. If the input is tact space cow, whatever, TACT is a space and COA. This is exactly what they gave in the book. This would be true. Why? Because this is a permutation of possible palindromes. Here, these are palindromes of the input. Palindromes are words or combination of characters that can be read the same going from left to right and from right to left. So as you can see, this is the same going from left to right and right to left. This is the same going from left to right, right to left. This is the same going from left to right, right to left. And what they give us is a permutation of it. So the output has to be true. Here's another example. So we have TPO, PTO. This is also true because this is a permutation of a palindrome. So take a look at this. Here's a palindrome. Here's another palindrome. Basically the question is saying, the string that we give you, can you form palindrome with it? If the answer is yes, then is that string that we give you, is that a permutation of it, of the palindrome that you can form? That's what it's basically asking you. Here's an example where it's false, because this cannot form a palindrome, basically. This right here, this cannot form a palindrome. So you have PUI, PUI, P. So this cannot form a palindrome. So if you cannot form a palindrome, then it's false because it's not a permutation of a palindrome. You understand? Okay. So here's my algorithm. Now my algorithm is big O of n. If you don't know time complexity or space complexity, you need to go study them. This is not a video on that. So my algorithm it's simple to read, but I promise you it might get a little code, maybe 30 lines of code. 30 the most, I would say. Okay, so the first thing is this. We're gonna remove all white spaces like this. That's a white space here. This is a white space. My goal is to remove it. I'll explain why, don't worry. We're going to remove all white space. It doesn't really count. It doesn't do anything. You cannot make palindromes with white spaces. So let's remove it. Then I'm going to make an object map of the string. If you don't know what an object map is, let me show you. Over here. There's an example of an object map. Let me erase this. So let's say the string that we have is, let's use the tact one they gave us. Tact, COA. So here's an object map of it. Okay, I'm trying to make sure you guys can see. So it's going to say A. How many A's are there? There are 2 of them. Then the next character is C. How many C's are there? 2 of them. Then there is O, but there's only 1 of them. And I'll make it bigger once I finish writing it. Then there is T. There's 2 of them, basically. So, and then we have, A, C, T. So there's only 4 unique characters. So let me make this bigger so you guys can see it. There you go. So here's a character map. This. So I want us to make this. I want us to make a character map of each string, ignoring the white spaces because I'm going to remove the white spaces. Remember, after you remove the white spaces, this is going to convert into something like this. Once you remove the white spaces, it's going to be TACTCOA. So that's what that's going to become. And then we're going to make a character map that looks just like this. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so after we make a character map, then we're going to check. We're going to check if the length of the string is odd. So after we remove the white space, is this odd? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is odd. So if it is odd, then we return false. If there is more than one odd number character count. So take a look at this. How many character count is this? 2. This is 2. This is 1. This is 2. Beautiful. 1. There's only 1. I'm saying return false if there is more than one of them. But there's only 1, so we don't need to return false. If the string is even, so we're checking based on if it's odd and even. If it's even, return false if there is not an even character count of each character. So if it's an even one, for example, let me give you an example of an even one. So let's say we have the same thing, but let me remove the O. So there's no more O now. So there's no more O's. So it's only TCTA. So as you can see, I'm saying return false if there is not an even number character count. As you can see, there is an even number character count, so you don't need to return false. Now, if all of that is met, then you return true. As in this case, this is true. This is a permutation of a palindrome. To prove it to you, I'll show you that here is a palindrome that I can form with this. Here's a palindrome. Palindrome that I can form with this is ACTCA. That's a palindrome. I can form with that. So this is a permutation of that. Alright, so enough talking, let me start writing the code. So first thing is we're going to remove white spaces. So let's start with the code. So we're going to, hopefully you can see my code here. So we're going to say const, we're going to say permutation palindrome. Is that the code? Yeah, palindrome permutation. Palindrome permutation. Palindrome permutation. Alright, we're going to take the string using ES6 syntax. So first thing that we want to do is we want to remove white space. So now this part, it's I would not say is that difficult. Let's see. So remove white spaces between words, between string. Alright, so to do that, I'm going to use the Riga's expression that I saw online. So Riga's expression is, I'm going to say, so we're going to rewrite the string as string equals string dot replace using the JavaScript method. I'm going to use a Riga's expression plus, I got this one online, by the way. Must be a space there. G. Then we're going to replace that with an empty string. That's all. So what this does is it replaces any empty strings. We can prove it right away. Let's print to the screen. Let's print to the screen the string. So I'm going to call this. So I'm going to say palindrome permutation. I'm just calling it. Let's call it with the same thing. TACT. Is it? It's TAC is TACT COA. So the result should not be a string. So let's see. See? Well, it says undefined. What is that? Oh, it prints it out in here. It doesn't return anything. That was really dumb of me. It does not. I shouldn't have done that. It should be like this. All right, beautiful. All right, so again, do it again. See, it removes the white space. That's good. That's all we want. We want it to remove the white space. Okay, so let's erase this. So we got that part done. So we're done with that part of the algorithm. The next part, create an object map. Alright, so to make an object map, I'm just going to create a utility function. If you can show you can create object maps on On the interview, this is good. Create object map. So we're gonna say const is object. Takes a string. I'm gonna create the function outside and then use it so my code can be clean, basically. I'm creating an object map. So we're gonna say let object, empty object, and then we're gonna say for let I of string. So we'll say using a one-line if statement, we'll say if object of each character, find it for us. If it does not exist, if this does not exist, then set it equal to 1. If it does exist, increment it. Beautiful. This is beautiful. And then we're done. Just return the object. So to test this work, we can test this, by the way, guys. So let us test this. I'm going to call it over here. I'm going to call it right here. Console.log. So is object. And then we're going to pass in a string to it. We're going to pass in the same thing. TACTCOA. Okay. So we should definitely get an object back, an object map. Okay, that is not what I want. Is object. Oh, it returns the object. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I didn't set it to 1. There we go. Set it to 1. There we go. Beautiful. This is exactly what I want. Do you see, guys? There's 2 of the T's, 2 of the A's, 2 of the C's, 1 of the O. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Just like we had it somewhere over here. Okay, so we can prove that. Let's use this one, exactly this one. And it should match exactly what we have here. Let's clear this. Beautiful. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Alright, so we have that. So we're good. So our object map works. So it says create an object map. So we did. So let's get the object. Get the object. So const object equals. Oh, it's not saying is. Just call it get object. Get object. We'll pass in the string. Beautiful. Now, even if the string is white spaced, it's gonna return a new string that doesn't have a white space, but an object map of it. That's what's gonna return. Alright, so far so good. Nothing confusing. Next thing, we're gonna check if the string is odd. Very simple. We're gonna check if the string is an odd number, the string itself. So let's see. We're gonna check if the string is odd. So check if odd. The string can either be odd or even. It's only one of. It's either true or false. So let's just do an if else. Bring this down a little bit. Else. So if it's not even, then it's odd. It can be both. There's no in between. Even. Odd. Alright, so we're checking if it's odd. So to check if it's odd, we need the length of the string, obviously. So string.length. And then we'll do mod. String.length mod 2. It should equal 1 if it's odd. So I'm saying that the remainder of the length should equal 1 if it is odd, and that's true. So if this is true, if the length of the string is, if the remainder is 1, then we go into the if else statement. If it is not true, then it's a little problem. And so the goal is for it to be true, basically. Okay, so now let's see what's next. Return false if there's more than one odd number character. So if there's more than one odd number character, we need to return false. Okay, so remove that. Okay, return false if more than one odd number character. So to do that, this is very simple. So first let's create a counter that's gonna go that will basically keep count of if there's more than one. That's what the counter does. It keeps count of it. So we're gonna say for a for loop. Again, this is the first for loop that we're doing inside this palindrome permutation, by the way. We're gonna say for let I of string. So remember, they can only be if there's more than one odd number amount, you return false right away. So we say if the object of each character, so if the number, so this is going to return a number for you. This is going to return a number for you in the object map. So in this case, if I is A, it will return 2. If I is C, it will return 2. If I is T, it will return 2. That's what this does. So we're saying if that mod 2 equals 1. So we're basically, if it's odd, this is a good thing. Now, or if it equals 1. I'll tell you why I'm doing or if it equals 1 here. Because if this happens to be 1, right? If this happens to be 1, that is odd still, right? But 1 mod 2, so 1 mod 2 based on the mod definition is 0. And that's not what we want. Oh, we wanted to show it's odd. So that's not true. The first odd number that works with mod is 3 basically. So we want to take care of cases when it's 1. So that's what that is. So when this happens, increase the counter by 1. Now, if the counter ever gets greater than 1, return false. That's it. If the counter ever gets greater than 1, return false. So, and that we're done with the odd case. Now the even one. The even one is a little easier. I mean, this is easy still. It's, some of you might think, oh, it's a lot of, we're going through a lot. We're really not. We're just checking to see if there's more than one odd amount over here, basically. All right. So now the even cases. The even ones are easier. So if the length is even, then each character count must be even number. So this must be a 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. It doesn't matter. It must be even. Each of them must be even. As you can see, this is even. So that's what I'm doing here. So to do that, again, for loop in here. Again, this is not a for loop within a for loop. This is a for loop after a for loop. So it's still big O of n. So just to let you know that. Okay, then I'm saying if the object of the string, so if the number itself, I'm saying, if the number itself, if mod 2 equals 0, then it's even, right? But we're saying if it does not equal 0, return false. That's what we're saying. Return false. And that's it. And if all of this goes through, return true means we passed the test. And we're done with the code. 35 lines of code, not that bad. I said 30, but it's 35. Not bad. Could be worse. So I know this is a lengthy code. Let's test this and make sure it's working. So console.log. So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna do let's call it test. So we'll do, so what string should we pass in first? Let's pass in the one the book gives. Exactly this. The book gives this one. Tact cow. So this is true according to the book because of the space, obviously. So we shouldn't see this. The space shouldn't bother us. We'll leave it just like that. Okay, we should get true when we do that. So let's do that. True. Yay! Beautiful. So let's try this one that we also know is true. Even before we try that, we can put as many spaces in here. Doesn't matter. Should still be true. True. Beautiful. Now let's try another one that we know is true. Let's clear it. False. Why is this false? Am I doing something wrong? This should be true. Let us see. This is even. Is it even? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This should definitely be true. This should not be false. So this is an even number amount. So it's checking if it's odd. Is this odd? No, it is not odd. I'll get you the length. It's even. So it comes in here. But we have the object already of it. Is that so? Yeah, we have the object of it. Let's see. This is zero, then returns false. I don't really see anything wrong with this. This is a permutation. We have two P's, two T's, two O's. Is it true? Yeah, it's true. Unless it's not going in as even, it's going in as odd. It's a possibility. Oh, I think I see. No, I've already taken care of the fact that it's a 1. It can be a 1 here. But it shouldn't even be going in here. So let's see. Let's get the string length out. Something is telling me that it could be the length of the string. Let's print that out. After you remove the white space. Six. Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then the object of that. Let's print the object of that. Let's see what's going on over here. Let's print. So let's print the object out. It's right here. 2, 2, 2. Beautiful. Okay, so that's not that. So it's saying if each of them is 0, if it's not 0. Oh, interesting. There's no reason why it should be false. Okay. So the first one is 2. They're both 2. 2 mod 2, 0. There's no remainder. If it does not equal 0. It does not. Yeah, if it does not, it does not. It does not. So, but it does, all of them. So that obviously there's something that's running that's not supposed to run in here. Okay, that can be super annoying. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna print it here. Print the object. So let's see. Yeah, it's still 2, 2, 2 inside there. Hmm. let's print the number out. I want to see what number that's going in. So, oh, it's only going once though. It's not looping for even. So it's not looping for the even cases. This is the reason why it's not looping for even cases. Why is that? So what's the string? Why is it not looping for the even cases? Let's print the string out. It's not looping for it returns false right away for the first one. So it doesn't loop for the, but it's a 2 though, so that doesn't make sense. So let's see. We're gonna figure this out together. Yeah, it's a 2. 2 mod 2 is 0. So we're saying if it does not equal 0, so we're saying, you know what we should have done? Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Let's see. True. There we go. Beautiful. That was the error. We got it to work. I'm glad. Okay, so that was true. Now this is false over here. So this is false. So let's try this. False. Beautiful. This is perfect. So excited. Let's try this one. This is true. Beautiful. It's true. Alright, so as we can see, they're all working perfectly. We came across a little stumbling block and we figured it out together. So we can come up with a bunch. You put anything you want, it will be false. Obviously. Try that. False. So, you know, because it's not a permutation of any palindrome. Last one. And now we know this is a palindrome. So it's a permutation of one. It should be true. True. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this very, very, very long video. Went through a whole lot of stuff. I could have easily just written the code for you and just say, here you go, and not explain it. But I took the time out to show you my thought process, how I solved this. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you like the video. And I hope you subscribe. Thank you.